Hi, and welcome to Meteorological Instrumentation. This is ATSC 240 at the University of North Dakota. I am your instructor. My name is Fred Reamer, and I've been teaching here at UND for an extended period of time, since 2000. I came to North Dakota in 1989 and moved on to Fargo, where I was the chief meteorologist. I came back to UND, got to fly research, flying with all sorts of different instrumentation on our research jet. And now I do mostly classroom duties. I've been teaching meteorological instrumentation for about 10 years now. And you can find me up on Clifford Hall, 4th floor Clifford Hall, room 426. Also, my phone number is 777-4055. But most times people email me and I get back to you within 24 hours. My office hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 till 12 and Tuesday, Thursday from 11 until 12. Otherwise, shoot me an email and we can arrange a time outside of those office hours. What is meteorological instrumentation? Well, here's a course description. It's a study of the theory, design, and accuracy of instrumentation for the measurement of temperature, pressure, humidity, wind, and radiation. And also we'll cover topics like radar, aircraft and balloons as platforms to be used for meteorological measurements. In this course, you're going to learn how to use computer spreadsheets. We'll look at how to make measurements, both accurate and precise, and what those mean. You're going to learn all about error analysis, which can be pretty frustrating, but it's really important when you're making measurements. Also, you learn how all the different types of instruments work. We're going to talk about different types of meteorological instruments, how to use those instruments, and how to interpret results of those measurements. The prerequisites for this course: you need to have ATSC 110, which is your introductory meteorology class. Also, you have to have at least college algebra, and you don't have to take college algebra here, but you have to have at least an understanding of how algebra works. The book for the course is the train wreck book. It's called An Introduction to Error Analysis, but everybody calls it the train wreck book because on the front cover there's a train wreck. It's a standard book that's been used for a long time on error analysis. Gets into statistics a little bit, and we will do that in this class. The book is available at the bookstore. Sometimes the bookstore has issues trying to get books, so you can also get it at Amazon or other places. There are other books that you don't need, but I'll be pulling materials, so if you so if you're interested in a more detailed discussion on meteorological instrumentation and performance, you can check these books. One is by Brock. It's pretty much the standard. It's used at a lot of institutions. It's not very big. It's only about 100 pages, but it does cost a lot. It's probably about $125. Another one is by Tom DeFelice. I think it's out of print right now, but this one doesn't have a lot of math in it, so that one's not too bad. As far as evaluation in this class, there will be 3 exams, each one only worth 14%, and it might include lab material, but generally my exams are multifaceted. I usually like to have true, false, matching, multiple choice, short answer, calculations. You need to be here for the exam day. If you have some sort of conflict ahead of time, you can contact me and we can work something out. But if you miss an exam and you haven't contacted me until afterwards, usually that's a bad thing. But let me know and we can talk and we'll figure out what the problem is. Assignments, they'll be both online and also on paper. I'll hand out assignments and typically give you 1 to 2 class periods to get that back. We might even do them in class this year. I post them out at Easy LMS, and they're designed to help you prepare for the exam. So a lot of the calculations, that you do in homework will be calculations you do on the exam. Labs meet in either Clifford Hall room 430, which is the 4th floor at Clifford Hall, or in Stribel Hall 103. Stribel Hall because they have computers, that's a computer lab, and we'll be doing our first lab will be Excel spreadsheets. There's two labs, Tuesday 3 to 5 and Wednesday 3 to 5. Please stay with your lab unless you have a circumstance that is extraordinary. Then we might be able to move you into the other lab just for 1 week. We have a GTA for the lab. He'll be teaching the lab. His name is Matt Tuftedall, and his office is Clifford Hall room 457. There's his phone number, and there's his email. His office hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 to 12. Lab assignments and reports are due at the beginning of the next lab period, and please do not submit them during lecture. I've had students who say they gave the lab to the lab TA and also say they gave it to me, so they are kind of creating a conflict between the lab instructor and also the lecture instructor. So there's probably going to be about 12 or 13 labs, quite a few labs. We'll drop the lowest lab grade, but of course no late labs. They are due at the beginning of the lab period. A lab syllabus will be posted to EasyLMS. It'll tell you the schedule of the labs and the topics that we're going to be covering. And I will post the labs typically the Sunday night before the week where you have those labs. There will be some preparation, in other words, a pre-test to make sure that you have read through the lab, and when you come to lab, you're ready to go. The first lab will be Spreadsheet Lab using Excel, and you'll meet in Stribel Hall room 103 on either January 16th, which is the Tuesday lab, or January 17th, which is the Wednesday lab. The final exam is on Wednesday, May 9th at 1 p.m. It's not comprehensive. It's strictly covering new material, so put that in your calendar. There's no early exam, so you'll have to be here for that exam on Wednesday. So here's our grade makeup. It's 3 exams, 14% each. Assignments are 14%. Labs are 30% because you spend a lot of time in lab. And then the final exam is 14%. That makes up 100% of the grade. I use a curve of 90, 80, 70, 60 for A, B, C, D, and F. And then EasyLMS. We use EasyLMS in this course. This is where I post everything, and that's where you'll find this video. In this class, I'd like you to be professional. I want you to be respectful and responsible. Respectful of myself, and also respectful of your compatriots, your students, other students. Remember that you're paying a lot for this course, so get as much as you can out of it. And at Classroom Etiquette, I post this out there, but this is pretty standard and pretty obvious that you should sleep outside of class and come to class to be awake. Be on time, but I realize that there is classes down in Whitmer, and that might be difficult to get here right on time, so I do make allowances for that. You can bring little things in to eat and snack, but please don't bring a 3-course or 10-course meal in. And technology, as far as technology, you can use technology to take notes and do work, but I don't want you watching videos or other things in class, and that includes cell phones. As far as scholastic dishonesty, make sure you do your own work. Copying or plagiarizing has been a problem in this class, especially with the labs, so make sure you do original work. And then I do make accommodations if you've discussed with Disability Support Services and been tested. I will make accommodations for people with disabilities. In this course, we're going to go block by block. The first block will be kind of an overview of instrumentation. We're not going to really get into any one particular instrument, but we're going to look at how to classify instruments and how to select them. we'll talk about error analysis and also significant figures, which are really important, and also units. Block 2 will be barometers and thermometers. Block 3 will be wind speed, wind direction, and also moisture. And then Block 4 will talk about how we measure precipitation, both using rain gauges and radar, and then also satellite. And that should be it. So please watch the next video, which deals with the different components of an instrument.